Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back with a brand new review for Married at First Sight, Season 18, Episode 13. If you're new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you're back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Y'all, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Share with a friend. We are so close to 44,000 subscribers. Share it, honey, on your TikTok, on your Twitter. Share it with a friend, okay? If you get anything out of the content. Now, child, let's get into it if we gonna get into it. 19 days until decision day. Ikechi and So for whatever reason, she's meeting him for ice cream. What is happening? Why do you keep, my husband wants to date me? Girl, please stop saying that. And y'all know what? Have y'all noticed that is always dressed like she has money and he's dressed like he's going to pick up spare change? I said, baby, that suit she had on was laid. Do you hear me? She was wearing that suit. She looked good, child. So anywho, in the confessional, he's talking about, well, you know, it's kind of awkward being here, getting to know her because this is something we should have done in the beginning. How would you be able to do it in the beginning if she cannot ask you any questions, huh? If she can't say anything to you, how are you going to get to know each other? And I know you ain't talking about you should have dated her first and you're on Married at First Sight. If you wanted to do that, then you and your beanie should have kept the same production company and went on down to Love is Blind. They got plenty of fools down to Love is Blind. That's where you should have been. Moving forward. So he's sitting at the table. He's trying to make small talk. And they're having this ice cream and he's asking her, you know, what makes her happy and what brings her joy. So she starts to tell him. So then he starts to tell her about what brings him joy. And he says seeing his nieces, and she wanted to know what kind of plans does he have when he goes to Houston. He said, well, you know, I'm going to homecoming and my mom is really excited about me being there. So she said, oh, I would love to see your mom. Baby, please read the room. Okay? He don't want you there. If he wanted you there, he would have invited you. Then he wants to play Go Fish. Now, I don't know if it was Go Fish. He pissed me off. Oh, child, I would play a game, all right. Not him want to play Go Fish. Do you have a red 3? Just childish. Get on my nerves. The way that he ignored you about meeting his mom, I need to send out an SOS for because clearly she needs help. Okay, a bat signal, something. Child, somebody please get her something. So he wants to play this silly card game, and then she notices that he isn't wearing his ring. Girl, we don't give a damn, and neither should you. In his mind, he is not married. He's not married to you, The only reason why he is showing up is because he's contractually obligated to come on screen and make that stupid blank face, and I'm surprised he ain't got that damn backpack. Camille and Swaggy T. So Camille finally realizes that Swaggy T is a nice guy, but she wants him to let that nice guy stuff go, especially when they get into bed. So she wants him to smack it up, flip it, and rub it down. She wants a little thug loving. She don't want that polite stuff, okay? All that missionary polite stuff, she does not want it. So he brings out the massage gun. And so he's kind of like, you know, kneading her in the back of her legs. So they're in the bed, and then she starts using the device on him. But she's weird with it. She's telling him, you know, stop being a little bit. I was like, girl, what is happening? Thomas, let me tell you this. You are in for a rude awakening with Camille. And girl, why are you always acting like a drill sergeant? It's so unbecoming. I don't really know who Camille is. She wears her mommy outfits for the carpool lane. She wants swag, but she doesn't present swag. She wants kink and she wants to receive, but she doesn't want to give. Camille is just a mess, honey. Do you hear me? A mess. 18 days until decision day. So all of the ladies are getting together. They're going to have a girls' day. So Michelle is ready for the girls to find out about the Uber Eats text. Talking about it's about some food. Well, since it's about some food, I'm just going to call it the Uber Eats text. So she wants them to know what's going down. So all the ladies start arriving and they're all looking good, you know, looking like they're about to go somewhere with. So Carla has it all set up. And so everybody starts to arrive. Carla going to make sure them sound bowls are in attendance. Do you hear me? Them sound bowls are going to be in attendance if they don't do nothing else. So while they're coming together, the men are also coming together. Back over with the ladies are doing a sound bath, and Carla is leading it with positive affirmations and meditation. And honey, and the wind things chiming in the back and all that. But as I was watching this, I'm just like, Carla, now why would you tell these ladies to dress up for a ladies' night out to have them laying on this floor? Girl, that is crazy. Over with the men, they're all wondering about Ikechi. We don't give a damn. Baby, we don't care where Ikechi is. Here go Alan. Well, I mean, I heard that he moved out, but they're dating. Let me find out you and them close. Because how you know that? And the women didn't even know. Back over with the women, MM is telling the ladies that Ikechi does not want the marriage. He came straight home after the anniversary dinner and moved out. He doesn't want to be married, and he doesn't even wear a ring. Oh, girl, they knew that. Baby, they found out he didn't want the marriage when he was down to that anniversary dinner wearing that joker ass suit, as you called it. Baby, they knew then that he did not want the marriage. Plus, she said he's in Houston for a homecoming event and didn't invite her. Girl, why do you even keep trying with this loser? Let him go. We don't care what he's doing. You know what? Right now, you should be welcoming this break. You don't have to run into him on the streets. You don't have to accidentally answer the door so you can get that raggedy air fryer. You don't have to deal with him at all. His beanie, his bag, his bad attitude, they're in the H. You better be glad I ain't see him, child. But anywho, he's down here for homecoming, or was down there for homecoming. So this must have been around October, because that's usually when the homecomings get to popping. So they're all trying to get her to see that she doesn't deserve that. Girl, these men are using homecoming to find a new supply. You will not believe the amount of married men that troll the yard looking for a new woman knowing full on well they married. Baby, homecoming is just, If your husband, now this is just the HBCUs. I don't know about everybody else. But if your husband tells you that he is going to homecoming and you are not in attendance, even sometimes you are in attendance. If you are not in attendance and your man goes to homecoming without you, go ahead and sign them papers. Them papers, honey. Shout out to Usher. Moving forward. So Michelle is like, okay, girl, we heard that and whatnot. But let me tell y'all about this text. So baby, she starts reciting the Uber Eats text. She's like, yeah, so he sent a text message saying, you're so fine. I just want to eat you up. So then Madison over there skinning and grinning. Baby, that text bet not have been meant for you. Because I saw how you were laughing and I ain't like it. So she's telling them, but then he ended up telling me that the text was meant for his cousin. And that's who he was texting. Back over with David. He over there lying to the guys about this text message. Talking about, yeah, so I sent my cousin Denise a text about the food. And I said, you're so fine, I want to eat it up. And, I usually say it about the food. Sir, it sounds dumber when you say it again. Please stop repeating that. Just please. Back over with the women, we find out that he was with Madison and Alan. She was like, yeah, but he was with you two that night. And then she gonna say, oh, yeah, he was with us, but then Carla came and then we dipped. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Do not try to put this off on my girl Carla. That's not gonna work. Now, Michelle wanted to know, well, did you guys see anything? Like, did you see him on his phone a lot? Carla said, wait a minute. He was helping you look for your phone. Baby, this is messy. She looked at Madison. She said, wasn't he helping you look for your phone? Here go Madison. Yeah, when my phone was stolen. I wasn't paying attention to the phone, but now I'm going to start paying attention to the phones. Listen to me. Y'all listen to me and go back and watch this scene. I feel like Carla's intuition was telling her that she needs to look at Madison. Because did y'all see how she brought up them looking for that phone? Her spidey senses were tingling. And did y'all see that side eye? See, Carla ain't as crazy as people think she is. She know what the hell going on. Madison trying to play it off like she's trying to help Michelle. Talking about maybe just be softer to try to get him to tell the truth. Madison, no matter what she does, he is not going to tell her that he was texting you. Girl, be very for real. Trying to act like you're trying to help her get to the bottom of it. It's giving scallywag. Okay, it's giving a lie. And see, this is why you got to keep your eyes on these heifers, because they really be creeping with your man and smiling in your damn face. It has happened to me before. So, baby, I know a heifer when I see a heifer. And plus, she was not even going to say nothing about David helping her find that phone. I'm glad Carla called her out, trying to act like her and Alan just left. Oh, yeah, when we saw David and Carla came, we dipped. No, you didn't. No, you did not. You dipping all right. 17 days until decision day. Michelle and David. So she's meeting with Pastor Calvin and she's telling him about the text message. She said, yeah, he sent a text saying, you're so fine, I want to eat you up. Baby, I am never going to forget what that text message says. I'm never. Oh my God. Michelle has repeated that text message 75 times since she received it. I'm never going to forget that. It's going to be haunting me in my dreams, child. Oh my gosh. So then she tells him, well, you know, he told me it was meant for his cousin. So then Pastor Cal said, well, you know, that sounds weird, right? Child, everybody know David lying, including Michelle. So then she told him about the coffee and how David doesn't think that he did anything wrong. He's still texting girls, going on Tinder dates. Baby, he doing all kinds of stuff. Michelle, now you know full well you don't care what that man does. You don't care who he texting. You just trying to get down to the bottom of it so you can prove to us all that you were right. Moving forward. So then she tells us that she hasn't spoken to him since she confronted him about the text message. So then David shows up and Pastor Cal wants to hear the lie come from David. So then David's like, yeah, I texted my cousin Denise, you know, that the food looked good and I wanted to eat it up. Pastor Cal said, sir, you and that disheveled ponytail are a lie. No, I'm just kidding. He didn't say that, but he was looking at him like, sir, now you know that's a lie. But he said, well, who does that? Who texts about food like that? So then David gonna say, well, I talk about my food. I talk to my food. Sure you do. David then says, you know, I feel like if it was such a big issue, she should have said something the next day. I know. You're not turning this around on her. She was supposed to confront you about a text message that you accidentally sent to her that was meant for another heifer. No, what you should have done, because you don't know how to lie worth a damn, is you should have come to her and said, baby, I accidentally sent you a text that was meant for my cousin. I do not know. I think I drank too much down at the bar. I didn't know what was going on. Her middle name is Mickey, or you could have made up anything, child. It don't make no sense. And somebody in the comments made a good point too. You could have said you were playfully flirting with her because the two of you are in this space and you were taking the advice of the experts. So while you were at the bar, you started thinking about her and you sent her that text message. You didn't know how she was going to receive it. You felt a little silly about it and you deleted it. You're going to tell her that you were texting about some dumplings, you know, something exotic. Child of fool. Moving forward. So then Michelle says, well, it triggered me because my parents divorced because of infidelity. Girl, please. Girl, please. I do not believe that for 1 minute. Not that her parents didn't divorce because of infidelity, but I don't believe that that triggered you like that. Girl, let's be very for real. Then he gonna say, oh, I didn't know that. I'm very sorry about that. Sir, even if you knew, you don't text other women. And I'm going to tell y'all why I think this is such a problem. I know how y'all feel about Michelle. I get it. But later on, I'm going to tell you why this is such a problem. So then Pastor Cal goes, well, tell him what else you told me. So she brought up the coffee date. David tried to make excuses for meeting a Tinder ex. Told me she actually is in a relationship with someone. Baby David out here dating. I don't care how y'all try to spin it. Let's be very serious. On camera, and this is the problem that I'm having. On camera, he's pretending to be okay with everything that Michelle has done. He's pretending to be this stand-up guy that's just taking the abuse and that's just getting the love and support of the viewers. Okay, it's very manipulative. He's pretending like he's a good guy and everything that she does is fine because he's going to find a way to conform to fit what she wants. But in secret, he over there texting other women and meeting with his exes. And then he saw Madison, who's really his type, and decided to go over there and not only hurt himself, but hurt Alan. Now, if y'all don't see a problem with that, then I don't know what to tell you. Okay, I really don't. So Pastor Cal wants to know, are you hiding something? Like, are you protecting someone? Why don't you just pull out your phone and go ahead and call your cousin so that she can tell Michelle exactly what it is that's going on? No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to involve my cousin in our business. Pastor Cal said, she's already involved. Why are you doing that? He said the reason why he's doing this basically because of the way that Michelle has been treating him. And she wanted to know, why is this the first time you're saying this? Because you were saying that it was sexy that I was so straightforward and honest. Sorry, y'all. I'm with Michelle on this one. He's acting like he can work through anything. Whole time, he's still on these dating apps. That is not honest. And it's the fact that he chose another wife. You know what? If you want to go out there and do you because Michelle not acting right and she doesn't want anything to do with you and you can foresee that this is not going to work, honesty would have been the best policy. You should have told her, okay, well, if you don't want anything with me, then I'm going to go find someone who does. But instead, you go find another wife and you're going to hurt someone else in the process. That is not cool. No matter what, he should have told her how he truly felt. So Pastor Cal is trying to counsel them. And the whole time, Michelle is eating it up, child. She's so happy she found something on him. Michelle then lies and says, well, I've been trying this whole time and the door wasn't completely closed for me. Now, Michelle, but David might not be the only one with a lying problem. You only like him because someone else likes him. You don't want nothing with that man. And when I say nothing, I mean absolutely nothing. But to all the David defenders, y'all need to know that he will do this to you as well if he picks you up out of your DMs. I'm just saying. Moving forward. So then Michelle wants to know, well, how do I get down to the bottom of the text messages? Pastor Cal said, okay, well, let's just get Denise involved. Let's get her on the line. Baby, when he said, let's get Denise on the line, the way that I screamed, David said, no, I'm not going to get her involved in my marriage. So then Pastor Cal tells Michelle, well, why don't you just go ahead and ask Denise? Send her a text and see what's going on. Oh, wait, Pastor Calvin, what you being messy for? Pastor Cal messy. Baby, I know David's ponytail was sweating. Do you hear me? Oh, I know it was sweating. Listen to me. Michelle never even had the door cracked for David. Talking about the door was still open. Girl, that door was slammed shut and locked up like Fort Knox. You never had that door open for David. You just want to prove to us all that he's not this nice guy that he pretends to be. And like I said, she also cannot believe that he actually tried to talk to other women when he has her ignoring him. How damn dare you? I am Michelle. I have a stylist and a brow tech. And I live where I live and you live in the basement. How dare you? That is what this is about. Side note, David, you look like you haven't slept in days. Let me find out you back in that basement and they keep doing loads of laundry after your shift during your sleep. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Your mama and them have got to stop doing laundry when you sleep. They know you work third shift. Baby, this is a mess. This is right up Michelle's alley, honey, because now you can say, see, plus he's a cheater. That's why I said no on decision day. And then you can get this redemption arc, and then people going to be in your comments when you turn your Instagram from private to public, and they're going to say, I never trusted David. I knew all along. I'm just like you, Michelle. Honey, they already coming out in the comments, child. I had to tell this one lady off. She going to tell me, you've been defending David since day one. Ma'am, no the hell I have not. In fact, I was the only reviewer to say there's nothing wrong with Michelle not wanting a man in the basement, only for people to come to me and say, well, Misha, there's nothing wrong if you're trying to save the money and if you're trying. And I said, you know what? You're absolutely right. But at the same damn time, if you're going to come over here and say that you want to take a wife, you need to not take me down in your basement. And that's just that on that. Moving forward. Child, Michelle cares about one thing and one thing only, and that's that text message. She's right, though. He's lying and he's disrespectful, and that's just that on that. So they go outside, and she wants to know why he won't let Denise just send the text. I don't want to, because I don't want to. You don't care, so why should I? She said, I care now. Michelle, that sounds crazy. Now that you think that he's texting other women, you care now? Did you really think that was going to get him to say, oh, you care now? Okay, let me get the text. No, girl. He going to still be like, okay, well, why do you care now? And you didn't back then. Let me just say this. David is not who she thinks he is. She's trying to talk to that man, and that man said, yeah, look, I got to go to work. So all this yip yapping, I got to go. And you know what? When a man does that switch, let's just say this was a normal circumstance, and Michelle actually cared anything about David. When a man does that switch where they cannot be bothered, it's because they really like the other person that they're dealing with. And that is what we are seeing here with David, his ponytail, Michelle, and her mean mug. Moving forward. Child, this is the David that should have shown up after they came back from that honeymoon, so y'all could stop wasting time, because y'all getting on my nerves. His attitude triggered the hell out of me. I was like, Despite Michelle's crappy behavior, based on how he's been presenting, you can tell now that he's trying to hide something. He does not want to out Madison. And now I'm wondering, how long has this been going on? Madison, did you really go to your apartment on the first night back? Okay, because y'all have been meeting up since the honeymoon to work out. And I'm doing air quotes. And David, we all know Michelle wasn't looking for you at all. So you could have easily dipped out. Let me find out y'all been messing around since day one, episode 1. Carla and Juan. So Dr. Pia comes over to visit. Side note, cute suit, Dr. Pia, you look good. And Dr. Viviana used to have her pretty dresses and you have your pretty suits. That's neither here nor there. That's just a side note. So they started talking about Juan meeting her family. Child, all Juan could talk about was the food. Sir, get a grip. At one point, Dr. Pia had to say, okay, you had the steak and the eggs. Okay, we get it. But what did you think about meeting the family? She wants to know if it made them feel like a couple. The short answer is, nope. So then she brings up these IG pictures with Carla and her male friends and how she's draped all over them, kissing them in the mouth and whatnot. And she was like, are you okay with your wife taking pictures like that with her friends? Here go Juan. I mean, I may hump one of them too out of fun. I know you would. I never doubted that you would. Child, y'all say some strange stuff. Do you hear me? When I say strange, I do mean strange. So then Dr. Pia wants to know, what is it going to take for you two to hurry up and touch each other? She suggests that they do tantric yoga. Baby, Juan is another one of Carla's friend boys. There's nothing romantic ever going to happen between the two. So we can hang this on up. Alan and Madison. So Dr. Pia goes to visit them as well, and she wants them to fill her in on what's been going on. Madison is telling her that they played the game that she sent over. They had fun. It wasn't too much, but it was just enough. So then Dr. Pia wants to talk about trust and intimacy. Now, I want y'all to pay very close attention to what she wants to talk to Madison about. She wants to know where they are with the trust. Now, of course, Alan says he trusts her. I don't know why. She didn't come home the first night back. If she did not come home on the first night, that tells me everything I need to know. Now, leave it up to Madison to change the energy in the room. She brings up the drinking and how it's not attractive and she doesn't like it, but she trusts him to a certain extent. It's always something about what he can do for her. But I do trust that he's always going to be there for me or something she said. The gist of it was whatever he does for her, she likes, but she doesn't like him. She likes what he does for her, but she does not like him. Moving forward. So Dr. Pia wants to send them a card game. It's called Just the Tip. She wants to see if they can get the apartment rocking. She said, you never know. Alan might rock your world. Here go Alan. I mean, it's a reason people put up with them broccoli draws. He didn't mention the broccoli draws, but I ain't gonna never forget them, child. Y'all think Alan put it down? Comment down below if you think Alan put it down. I don't know. I don't trust it. Madison lying through her teeth, and it's really pissing me off. The talking about, I want to see if we can get there. You know, I'm down for it. Let's just see. That's the objective. It's to get there. You know what? You and David are perfect for each other. Both of them are aware of the cameras and they say whatever sounds good. She knows that she doesn't like her partner and he knows that his partner doesn't like him. And the two of them are sneaking around behind each other's back. And the person that I feel the worst for is Alan. That's crazy. She doesn't even want a hug from this man. But you gonna see if y'all can get there. Girl, bye. The way that Dr. Pia brought up trust, all willy-nilly, and then the way that she was looking when Madison was talking, that tells me that she already knows about it. See, what y'all don't know is that those producers and those cameras are always watching. Okay, it's giving very much Big Brother. So when you think that you are sneaking, you are not. Camille and Swaggy T. So Dr. Pia goes to visit them. And she's asking about the sex of it all. Now, you notice she didn't bring up the trust. She only brought up trust with one specific couple, and that was Madison and Alan. And that is very strategic, okay? She did that on purpose. She wants to know what works for them. So Camille said, you know, me initiating it, that usually works. Thomas, I'm going to need you to step it up, honey, before she start complaining about that too. Because I can already hear it. Thomas is telling Dr. Pia that he's a pleaser. He'll be down there for hours. getting a crook in his neck. I can just see her pushing him down too. She just seemed like the type. Get back down there. She just seems like the type. Just as I thought too. She then says, well, I want him to take charge more. Because, I enjoy being thrown around a little bit. Even a little hair pulling. So this is what I want to know. Camille, I'm speaking directly to you, honey. In the bed, where is he on the swagometer? I can't believe this girl been saying swagometer. Child, it just gets cornier and cornier. Do you hear me? Thomas then says, well, I'm game. I'm down for it. I just need the green light. Honey, shout out to John Legend. So anywho, he said, just give me the green light. So Dr. Pia wants to know what Thomas needs in the bedroom. He said, I need some reciprocity, okay, on the oral and whatnot. This lady gonna say, yeah, I really just need to get there. That's gonna be later on down the road when I feel a little bit more connected. Camille is so selfish. She is a taker. After a while, he's going to start to resent her. So you have no problem receiving everything that he has to give. But when it's time for you to rock the mic, you're talking about I'm just not there. We have to get to know each other a little better. Swaggy T, this should be a preview of you only getting special treats on holidays, your birthday, and Father's Day. Moving forward. She wants him to treat her while she calls the shots, both in and out of the bed. I am not a fan of Camille at all. I'm sorry. I just can't do it. I just really cannot do it. Swaggy T deserves a little attention down below as well, just like he gives. 16 days until decision day. So we see MM and she's in her bed. She's back at her apartment because she says there's no peace in the shared apartment. I said, girl, don't start talking like that man now. I wouldn't stay there either, though, truth be told, because it's a waste of time. Fire up your karaoke machine, call over your girls, get yourself some wine, and sing Not Gonna Cry by Mary J., followed by Beyonce's Irreplaceable. To the left, air frying everything you want in a box to the left. Honey, to the damn left. Carla and Juan. So they're at their place doing whatever it is they do. Child, I don't even know what they be doing. He wants to hop on the Googler to find out about the tantric yoga. He wants to see some pictures. Child, Juan wants to do a dry run before the real thing happens. Child, let's get to the cheaters. David and Michelle. So he's at the shared apartment by himself. He said that Michelle has not come back to the apartment. Child, anywho. Madison and Alan. So they got the gift from Dr. Pia. And y'all know that Alan is eager, honey. He ready to get into it. The first question was, what do you think about dirty talk? He said he doesn't like it. Okay, it's kind of giving vanilla a little bit. The next question was, what part of foreplay doesn't work for you? So Madison said, everything besides like whips and stuff like that. And child, you two better be glad y'all weren't matched with Camille. Y'all would never make it on the swagometer. Do you hear me? And then there was another question that he posed to Madison. Does sex help relieve stress? And she said, oh, for sure. He said, okay, well, I'm going to look for new ways to stress you out and piss you off. Sir, you can do that if you want to. You and her both going to be frustrated. This is so cringy and uncomfortable to watch because I know that it's going nowhere fast. It ain't going nowhere. So he's telling Madison that he was wrong about her. His first impression of her when he first met her, he thought she was more of a casual sex kind of gal, a club girl, more of a transactional type of sex. I said, baby, not transactional. Are you calling her a pro? Now, Alan, why would you say that? Why would you say that? Now, he did tell her, he said, I don't know the correct word, and this is not the right word. So please don't get upset. He told her that before he said it. He thought because of her twerking at the reception that she was giving Girls Gone Wild. And she said, why? Is it because of the way that I look? And I can understand her being tired of being stereotyped and generalized just because of the way she looks, the blonde hair and all of that. I can understand that. But at the same time, he was just telling you what his first impression of you was. He had to get to know you. You're a stranger. Okay, you're a stranger. Now, she was not happy about that assumption. And I feel like that was just her excuse to stop talking about sex because he literally only had appearances to go off of. Okay, the same way you did. So he's trying to explain that's not what he meant and that's not how he feels. So she kept saying, that's okay. No, I'm okay. Everything's okay. But it really wasn't. So he went to walk the dog and the producer wanted to know what she was feeling. And she said that, it just didn't seem like he had her back. because she's worked so hard to break that stigma of how she looks and people thinking a certain way about her. Now, girl, I get it, but the man couldn't even find the right words. You just ready to get down to that basement, and you not fooling me, okay? You ain't fooling me. Alan did not mean to upset this woman. He did not. As much as he fawns all over her, and he wasn't drinking, so I don't think he meant to hurt her. He just has a horrible way with words. But Alan, you're going to have to say something better. You don't say to your wife, I looked at you and thought you were a transactional girl. Sir, are you crazy? So then we see them talking, and she says to him, I just need a minute to get over it. Now, mind you, some time has lapsed, so it is now nighttime. She tells him, I'm going to go outside and call Amanda. Girl, why you got to leave the house to call Amanda? You going right on over there to call David, or you going to go down to that shared apartment because you know that Michelle is not there, because the two of you communicate often and you ain't fooling me. Camille and Thomas. So Camille is in his bedroom, honey, dressed like a referee. And they got this gift basket. She has this man bound and gagged. And then she went over there and got that massage gun knowing that hurts him. I'm like, why are you doing that? We can skip Camille and Thomas's sex scenes. We really can. Then he tied her up with his old Boy Scout skills and started kissing on her. I was like, okay. Okay. Child, this is a mess. We know she ready to receive, but she was ready to torture him too. This man is asking for a safe word and everything. So, what's going to be our safe word? You should need a safe word, and she needs to stop torturing you. This is a fool. Madison and Alan. So, baby, they show a timestamp. It is 12:48 a.m. Baby, she been gone from the house for a long time. He done took a nap and woke up. Madison left, and he still hasn't returned. Yeah, baby, she out doing her. She couldn't wait to do this. I know he said what he said, but I don't trust nothing about Madison. She can lie with a straight face, and she's not very likable. So I believe that she was doing something she didn't have no business doing. So now he's feeling bad because he thinks he drove her away. Now, Alan, you can't use words like transactional, but I don't think that you meant that she was a pro. But that's how it came across. And you can call David and see if he know where she at, because he always do. He better than me, because I would have gotten up and I would have went to look for her. I would have knocked on everybody's door. Hey, anybody seen Madison? But then again, who is actually living in the shared apartment? Carla and Juan are probably doing a sound bath, y'all knowing them. Then you got Michelle. She's back at her penthouse in the sky. You got David. He down there, but you open that door and you're going to see what you don't want to. And then you have Ikechi and MM, and she's back at her snazzy pad. So really and truly, this is a mess. But if you went out there to look for her, you probably would catch her leaving David's apartment. 15 days until decision day. Alan and Madison. So she's telling us that Alan basically called her a hooker, and she's disappointed, and she wants to take a minute to digest her feelings. Girl, where were you? Okay, that's what I want to know. I don't care about none of that. Where were you at? MM and Ikechi. So she's calling Dr. Pia to fill her in on what's going on. She's like, hey, so yeah, we decided not to move in. Dr. Pia talking about, I'm so confused because I thought you guys forgave each other. Ma'am, please. Y'all gaslit this woman to return to his verbal abuse. There was no forgiveness. And you know that there was not. So she's telling her that she went back to her own apartment and that Ikechi is in Houston for homecoming. So then she suggests that MM reach out to check to see if he made it. Are you serious? Baby, there is no reason for her to chase him down. If he wanted to talk to her, he would. He is at homecoming lying to unsuspecting women. Now, I'm trying to figure out, did he go to TSU or U of H? Baby, I need to see if I know anybody that knows him. Because, you know, everybody knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody, honey. It's only 6 degrees of separation. And I need to see how we separated. So she said, no, I'm just really not prepared for the response that I'm going to get if I do things like that. This phone call would infuriate me because, ma'am, me reaching out is why he called me thirsty and aggressive. Were you not present? You know what? You were present, but you were too busy calling her spicy. Stop trying to create a show. This is this woman's real life and her real heart. Like, at a point, I would have to take off the expert hat and I would have to just keep it real. Girl, do not call that man. Okay, as a matter of fact, just hold out. Decision day will be soon. Oh, MM told her he's abandoned the marriage. Okay, girl, well, if he's done that, then you need to follow suit. Look out for MM because this is just a marriage for the show. This is not your husband. You should have been calling Dr. Pia and telling her this is your decision day. Child, y'all just wasting time at this point. Carla and Juan. Baby, I don't know what's going on with this scene, honey, but we are about to get into it. And Carla, girl, I'm speaking directly to you. If you don't get that candle off that carpet before you burn the place down, you already almost burned up that fake decorative tree. I said, oh, Carla gonna burn the damn apartment down. Baby, they hear a knock on the door. Boom, 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 boom. It is the yoga instructor. The tantric yoga instructor walks in and she has on lingerie to lead the tantric yoga. Ma'am, I hope you did not take public transport. What do you have on? Like, what do you have on? So they start this class, right? And I'm already uncomfortable. So I'm trying to figure out why on earth this lady is in this house with this lingerie on. The instructor's boobies were being blurred out. Her crotch was being blurred out. I was like, oh, Lord. And ma'am, why are you participating? Okay, it's creepy. You should be given instruction. First of all, this looks like the start to one of them fetish movies, honey. And I was just so grossed out. I was like, oh, child, please hurry up. This was the most unsexy thing that I've ever seen on TV. They play all day long. They play all day long. They were making all these noises and laughing. Juan, your socks were filthy. That's when I knew I couldn't take you seriously. I said, Juan, feet so damn dirty. This is a mess. Juan ready to get somewhere and lay down. Take them nasty socks off, child. Moving forward. Carla feels like Juan is warming up. Is he? Okay, girl. So the lady leaves and now it's Carla's turn. Now, what threw me off is the tantric yoga lady is supposed to be showing Juan what he could do with Carla as well. Not just you looking all freaky deaky and sitting there with Carla and then when you leave and then he does it on his own. Juan was playing though. Okay, he was sounding like the alert from the emergency broadcast system. And then he sounded like a cruise ship when they disembark. I was just like, this is too much. This is ignorant, child. Carla and Juan ain't doing nothing but playing. Y'all playing all the way to decision day. Madison and Alan. So she's in the gym. He goes to meet her there. Sir, you're probably interfering. How dare you show up unannounced at this gym? You know that's their time. So she starts telling him that she's always had to prove herself outside of her looks and she's not mad. But of all the words to choose, you chose transactional. It's not okay. Now, I do agree. That was a horrible word to use. But he said he didn't have the right word. Not making an excuse for him, but I really don't think that he meant to hurt her. I don't. But Madison did not like that. Alan brings up her staying out until 3 a.m. She's like, so why does it matter? It matters because you're married, Madison. You never come home. You never come home. So then he starts telling her he had a dream about her marrying someone else, and it really hurt him because he knows what he said. And it made him feel like, wow, she's going to go marry somebody else. Listen, very rarely do your dreams come true. But today, Alan, yours is about to be a reality. So then Madison said, I think you need to show a little bit more empathy. Girl, at this point, you just want to stay mad. If that man stayed out until 3:20, okay, because he was very specific. If he stayed out until 3:20 a.m., you would have a fit. This is like when men pick a fight so that they can leave the house and just go do them. And then they come back home. And then after they've done them, they want to make up. That's what this is giving me. And girl, you are steady talking about how he felt. He's allowed to have a first impression. He didn't know you. But your sister sat in his face and called him ugly. And he didn't hold that against you. So, I mean, I'm really just not trying to hit it. Okay, I'm really not. So the two of them are going back and forth and back. But for me, it gave nothing. I went to go get a refreshing beverage. I feel like this season is a mess. There's only a half a couple left. And the reason why I say half is because Camille is questionable. Moving forward. So she's back at the apartment and he wants to talk again so he can get some resolution. He goes back to the apartment. She's on that dang on phone. He told her, listen, do you know how much I care about you? She was like, no, I don't. He told her, not hearing from her in a certain amount of time, it really got him to thinking because he was wondering like, what is going on? Is she okay? He has an immense amount of care for her. And that's when he realized it. He said, I'm not in love with you, but I'm in strong like. So he apologizes again. He told her he was really trying to watch how he said stuff. And she keeps saying, but I'm not mad at you. Ma'am, If you're not mad, then why are we still talking about this 6 scenes later? Huh? She's like, I just didn't like being called sensitive. Now, I do feel like that was dismissive of her feelings, but at the same time, like I said, girl, you like to lie. So therefore, and thus and such. Now they talked about it, they hugged it out, and girl, whatever. 14 days until decision day. So baby, we see Michelle at her penthouse. Because honey, she don't say it's an apartment, honey. It's her penthouse. And she calls David cousin Denise on the phone. Hello. Hey, this is Michelle. Is this Denise? Yeah. Baby, Denise said Alan called her and told her to cover for him. And Michelle said, oh, really? So there was no picture. She said no, and I told him I didn't want to be a part of him lying to his wife. Now, we all knew that there was no such picture, and we all knew that David was not texting his cousin. Michelle knew that message was not about food. This is for the viewing public. Also, David texted the wrong cousin, baby, to run an interference because that cousin said, no, I'm not going to get in the middle of this. Now, I don't know if the cousin doesn't like Michelle, so she was happy to oblige, or if she's just the real one. Either or, you got your answer. He's a lie and the truth ain't in it. Michelle is going to say no on decision day, but not before Scooby-Doo and the gang figure out about this text message. Baby, Michelle gonna figure out about that text message. And if y'all don't know what the text message said, let me help you. You are so fine. I just want to eat you up, for those of us that didn't know. And that was the end of the episode. Listen, this was a mess, y'all. Let's get together Thursday night. Let's talk about it. I want to see if you picked up on the same clues that I did. I think production already knows. I know for a fact that they know. Okay. And on top of that, did y'all see the previews for next week when Michelle says to, I think it was Carla, I think that it may be Madison? Baby, this is gonna be a fool. And y'all remember the last time we had a whole bunch of drama down to the couples retreat was when Michaela accosted those wipes. This gonna be explosive. Y'all meet me here Thursday night. Okay. Thursday night. Let's talk about it. Comment down below and I'm gonna comment back. Oh, be respectful, please. Let me just say this before I end this review. This is 2 hours worth of TV. I am basically throwing my son's food on a plate, trying to get over in front of this TV, neglecting him and his needs for 2 whole hours to remember all this for you, verbatim, giving you step by step, detail by detail, scene by scene. Do not disrespect me in my comments. If you have an opinion, you know, we're the opinionated family. If you have an opinion about Michelle, David, any, mini, miny, mo, cool. But the minute you start to disrespect me, I'm going to cut my comments off. I have too much going on in my own head and I'm trying to entertain y'all. So let's just be respectful. Now comment down below and I'm going to comment back. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.